Hello, we are live.
Well, hello there.
Hello.
Hello,
Good
well,
evening, good
it's us.
morning, good afternoon to you.
Oh, sure.
I think I covered everything.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Uh, and
Yes.
Michelle,
Oops,
tell us about you.
muted. What happened there?
You're
no,
not muted
unmute.
to
There-
me.
there we go. Oh, yeah, no, I had muted me, so I wasn't hearing anything back from you guys. Sorry,
Oh,
fixed.
right. Hello. Share. Tell us about you, Michelle.
Oh, tell us about me. So I'm a games master, writer, map designer, and a few other things which escape my mind because lately I've been on a writing binge. So that's mostly what I am right now as a writer. Yeah, it actually feels good to be writing again. Hit about just under 4,000 words in 3 days
Nice.
on the new project. So yeah, yay, it's back. It's happening again.
Jamie.
That's me. I'm Jamie Collette. I am at Muffin Manifesto on Twitter, where you can find links to most of my stuff, including my website, jamie-collette.com. I'm a professional voice actor and director and other stuff. And yeah, that's me.
Amazing. Sam.
Hello, I'm Sam. I'm also a voice actor and a performer. You can find me on Twitter at @the_realsammyp.
What else can we find you doing with your hips?
Oh, right.
What?
Is that a question you can ask on
I
television?
said what I said. I said what I said. I'm not taking it back.
I told you that in confidence.
Mhm. I have great confidence in saying it. Thank you.
I'm in a production of Rock of Ages. If you are in the vicinity of Southeast Queensland, we will go the end of November is when we start. And I am playing a very flamboyant character who pops his hip a lot, which was why I discovered that I don't use those muscles very often.
And thus popped his hip.
So the right side of my ass was sore yesterday.
But you played Rayfield, so I feel like there's plenty of. I mean, I feel like you have plenty of experience with using your hip. Okay, sure.
You would think so.
Just
You would think
stop.
so. You would think so.
Fine.
I don't know how you role play, but I was less physically present for Rayfield.
You have seen me role playing, my friend. Don't put that on me. I was there with you.
Danny, please tell us.
Save
about
us.
No,
save us.
No, Danny can't save us from Danny though. So Danny, tell us about you.
Hey. No. I stand by what I said. A girl has no name and no occupation. I am Danny. You can find me at DTCamJansen on Twitter and the Instagrams. I play games and act, and I only write when held at knife point. I'll be honest with you. So
have a
I don't know
knife.
you that well.
It
I don't
comes
know
up-
you that well.
it comes up sometimes. It's not something that I'm a voice actor. That's right. I will say the words for you. I will not write them.
That leaves me. I am me. I do a whole lot of stuff. Sometimes I run games. Sometimes I make lateral content for my lateral content.
You do.
I mean,
which involves which involves characterization for my characters.
Characters.
Yeah. Always 3D. Always 3D. I'm an actor. I'm a writer. I will write. I don't need a knife.
Okay.
Cheese grater might help. which is kind of lots of tiny little knives. When you think about it.
Yes.
I am wandering around. I will be in a show at the Opera House in when is it? Oh, geez, the first 2 weeks of December. A panto, but a sexy panto. It's not a sexy panto. It's not sexy, but it's definitely a panto. Called
I'm
the
sorry.
Lion
Are you
Queen.
are you saying panda or pan? What are you saying?
Panto.
Pantomime.
Panto.
Oh, thank you. My brain kept. I knew what I was hearing wasn't making sense, but when you got to the panda of Lion King, I knew I'd missed completely.
I'm almost sad that I told you.
Yeah, I want that now. Actually,
I want that one. I think that would be kind of cool. But yeah, I'll be doing the panto of the Lion Queen. Not the Lion Queen, the Lion Queen, as in lying, telling falsehoods, and queen. I will not be said queen. That is being played by Trevor Ashley, who is very funny.
Are you playing the lie?
No. I'm playing a character called Graffiti.
I see.
Yes. Well, that's one of them. And a couple of others. It will be... I'm just going to put it out there and say it's not safe for work. And you know what? The people that think that not safe for work is safe, it's probably like, just go another 25% over.
okay.
Just for what's comfortable for you, just add 25%. And if that extra 25% makes you uncomfortable, probably not for you. Just gonna put it out. It's hilarious. But, you know, when you're rescuing the world from King Schlong, you probably...
Can you even say that on this? On this? Can you say
Just
that?
did.
I can say penis. I'm sure I can say schlong.
No, they're different.
We'll check with the moderators. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
the
it's
moderator.
fine.
It's great.
Oops. Yeah, they say it's fine.
Yeah, I said it was fine. So yeah, that's what I will be up to, and that's really fun and hilarious and scary because it's been a while since I've actually learned lines. That will be 2 years. Anyway,
I had that experience like fairly recently. It's the worst. Trying to learn lines when you're used to just reading off a page for 5 years. It's like,
oh jeez, you're muted, Michelle. You were talking.
Yeah. Wow. 2 years? Because when
Well, I
we
mean,
started
pandemic.
this. Well, yes, but when we started this show, you were still finishing up your tour for Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Sorry. Yeah, 22nd month of March 2019.
I was gonna
What
say,
the heck?
Yeah.
you gotta understand what for a decade over the past, like, I feel like I've known Shawnee at least 50 years at this point. So, like,
She makes me
Everyone's
smart.
known me for 50 years to make everyone feel so old.
I didn't say I was old, but go off, I guess.
If you've known me 50 years, you are now.
Nope.
But,
Linear
wow.
time is a construct. Time is
Well,
a
then
flat.
I can say it's 100 years. Done.
That's fine.
It's a construct. I can say what I want.
Yes.
10,000 years. You've all known me.
That's right.
I'm going to go to the intro because it'll take 10,000 more to get anywhere if we don't. So, yeah. Howdy.
Hello.
We have returned. You are muted again.
Right. I'm trying to save everyone from my ridiculous laughter at times when you are all being just so remarkably ironic or just hilarious. So I keep muting and then forgetting. So, does everyone remember where we are?
Safe and
Yes.
sound by a fireplace in a really nice, warm environment.
Mm.
That
Yep.
definitely was true at a point last episode. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say, this is that from a certain point of view discussion, isn't it?
I was lying. So there's that.
All right, so we'll start out with me asking everyone very quickly. Just one sec. I need to make a quick roll.
No, you don't.
There we go. And 3d10, and then advantage 2. Please hold lots of dice.
I don't like any of those words.
No, I don't. Can you, maybe if you didn't do that though.
Or maybe if that's just really what's just happening.
It's okay.
Well, no one wanted to do a recap,
it's
so I
not.
get to do it this way.
It's fine.
It's not though. Do you have dice? You should get dice. You should get lots of dice.
In my defense,
That's why I'm letting you know now.
I spilled my hot chocolate all over the important parts of my desk today.
Oh no.
And so everything has been moved while
So
I
you have neither
It's like
hot chocolate
so many
nor a clean
disasters
desk.
in one.
Hmm?
You don't get to drink the hot chocolate either.
Yeah.
It's very
That's
sad.
the saddest bit.
It was. I had half of it, so that part's fine.
All right.
Not as sad as mourning the death of someone, apparently, in a moment.
Mhm.
What?
I don't know. I don't know what he was
What did you guys
rolling.
do while I was
What did they
gone?
were rolling?
6, 10. Does anyone have a resilience higher than, a resolve of higher than 23?
That's a good question.
No.
I'm happy to find out.
No, I have the highest. It will not be that.
I don't think
You
I have
don't
the,
know that. You
I
don't
don't
know
think I
that.
have the defense higher than 23, let alone a resolve higher than 23.
All right. Well,
I think I'm
because
close.
buffs,
I think my guard is 21 now.
yeah, because buffs. Yeah, I mean buffs and boons and things like that. Some of the numbers get silly with this group. That's why I was asking. All right.
What is
All
resilience? I don't.
Resolve.
So I
Resolve is what you
misspoke.
mean.
I was doing a bunch of reading earlier today, and my R words are together. So yes, I was asking for resolve, which is your ability to basically sort out things that threaten your view of reality, for lack of a better way of putting
No,
it.
I don't have that. No.
Okay.
No.
No. The way that
Um,
was joked.
So, what you all saw last session was, yeah, of course, the undead were the restless dead were crawling themselves out of ground. A few of you were able to heroically dispatch a few, and then Hero decided he had more than enough of that, and just went stomping through the group, breathing fire everywhere, and just napalmed every one of the bad things, and they all kind of just turned to ash. And you went, "Yay, we won!" And then the inverse.
No, we didn't. We didn't do that at all.
And then the inverse Archangel Michael dropped to the ground. The description is extraordinarily tall, ash white, black armor, black.
Oh no.
She's just she's here. She's just set herself invisible.
They them.
Black, miasmatic wings splayed out behind it, landed on the ground directly in front of the bloody big dragon, unclipped the sword hilt from its wrist, ignited it, which sort of, this ugly black blade of energy, and then announced, while standing directly in front of a dragon that had just lit a whole bunch of things on fire, that I am here to destroy you. And that's where we'd left off last session.
Yep. Yeah, I remembered that.
Okay,
I
just checking. You all seemed a little vague on what had happened, so I wanted to jog your collective
Yeah, no, I was
remember all of
lying.
it.
I'd totally forgotten the inverse angel with the dark fire somehow. I remembered killing all of the zombies, and I was like, we're in a pretty good spot right now. And then you reminded me, yeah,
No. That's trauma. That you've got trauma. That's what happening.
Is that a professional opinion or is that a?
That's Alexandre's view.
Okay,
That's not
makes
even
sense.
Chantel. That's Alexandre.
Hey, look, trauma.
I know that one. That one there. Trauma.
And on your left here, we've got some trauma. Wow.
Oh, it's a good one too. It's a good one. You see that?
Very
That's
good
for
one.
getting an archangel.
It's a
That's
beautiful
dangerous.
trauma.
For
Huh.
clarity, what I couldn't quite remember was when we talk about like tall, we're still talking like tall for
Inhuman tall.
like
Inhuman tall.
like chevalier tall or like
So-
side category up tall.
Okay. Not mechanically tall. It is
Right.
still quote human sized. It is presence tall, if you will.
Right. And in terms of like proximity to here, is it like directly like melee range, or is it just sort of like
Actually, no. It has unwisely positioned itself exactly out of melee range. In other words, it's pretty much a perfect distance for you just to go, did you not see the fire?
so not their melee range, but still Heyo's melee range?
Yes.
Could we intend? That's not necessarily what he'll do, but like,
Yeah, exactly.
nice to have options.
Exactly. All right. I just realized I'm missing a document. Please hold while I get that opened. And I think at this point, I believe we're supposed to be doing what is technically referred to as not that. Initiative roll. I just need to double check. I can't remember if we did it last session or not.
We didn't do a second one. We definitely
do a
had
second one.
we did one for the Restless
Yeah.
Dead, but we haven't
Okay.
done
That's
a new one.
yes. Yeah. Because
There's
so.
still one corpse net alive, isn't there? It's on fire and next to Heyo, but like
I just get it's functionally irrelevant because it literally on its action, any amount of damage that it takes will kill it.
right.
And it's
It's
about
And
to
it's
take
on
fire
fire.
damage.
It's like it's got
It's
like
about to
one or
die.
two. It's got 1 or 2 hit points left. It's narratively it's a speed bump for Hero at best.
Yeah.
And then I need my battle tracker. There we go. Okay. Yes, that's what it was. Okay. So I'm willing to, we can do this one of two ways. I'll leave it up to you folks, which feels better. We can just keep the initiative order as it is. I have Alexandre at 38, Heo at 33, Spider at 21, Granite, your new faithful accomplice, at 8, and Kaz at 7. And what I'll just do is roll the things initiative and drop it wherever it fits into that list. Or we can just all re-roll to represent this having been sort of a reset moment. It's
I
up
feel like
to
it
you.
should
What do
be
you want to do?
roll.
Yeah,
I feel like it should be a new roll.
I think it should be a new roll because it's technically a new combat.
Yep, I agree. So I don't think anyone actually took damage. So there's nothing sort of to insta heal in between. So go ahead and I will don't shout numbers. I'll just go around the table and ask. Okay. I'm finding that my brain is being a little iffy today. So yeah, I'm not sure I would hear you shouting numbers. I also have that Alexandre is currently sustaining a barrier around her with a D4 damage, according to my notes. So, all right, Alexandre, please.
I have not made the roll yet.
All right, then.
I was opening Granite's one.
Okay,
I shall not be difficult to adjust, given that I rolled another 21.
All right, Alexandre.
17.
17. Okay. And what did you get for Granite? Because I think you said you were just rolling that too.
No, I said I was taking out dice for Granite.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. That's not what Granite rolls. Hang on. 19.
19, very nice. Heo?
22.
Very good. And Kaz, please.
I just need to roll the d10 real quick. This is the first time I've ever done this, so bear with me.
Yeah, no problem.
And the advantage 2 means, is that +2? Does that just mean +2?
No, it means you roll, it means you, instead of rolling 1d10, you roll 3d10 and you take the highest one.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, well, okay. Okay, yeah. So that's 28.
Wow, nice roll. Okay. Okay then, and let's see what the what tall and dubious is doing. Counter monster sheet. Its agility is not actually great. Let's see here. It does not have any feats which improve its initiative. And it clearly has decided it will simply weather your storm and then show you the fact that you were impotent. Oh, except that that's an exploding 6, so maybe not. So it's currently starting, it's 7 plus 6, which is a 13, and then another 6. Okay, it's recovering itself nicely. So 13 and 6 is 19, and then a 2. So that brings it up to a actually respectable 21. One moment here, 21, and then I will sort everyone's character names out in appropriate order. Oh, stop that. Not that. This. There we go. And battle chart. Okay. Days, I'm going to figure out how to use the encounter manager over at the spot that's got the open legend character generator on it, because it looks like they have actually a very nice little tool for this, and I just need to take the time to learn it.
On Hero Master? On Hero Master? Is that what you meant?
Yes, that's the one. Thank you. Just again, blank. My brain has been weird today. And sort lines. There we go. Okay, so I have so it's Kaz, then Heo, then Spider, then Thingy, then Granite, then Alexandri is the order I have. Okay, any questions before we get going? Not yet. No, you'll have to give that just a moment. All right. So that brings us to Kaz. Kaz, any questions? I know because you player were not here last session. Is there any questions you have about what's going on?
Oh, I have nothing but questions. I don't think we have enough time to go through all of that.
Let's get one or two out of the way then. How about that?
I don't have to unpack all of that. You guys are finding things. But it's also like I've never been in a fight, and Kaz has never been in a fight like this. So
no, last session essentially Kaz's thought was, skeletons crawling up out of the ground, trying to murder things. I fly, and was dropping rocks on things was sort of her tactic.
Good. That sounds right.
Air support. Yeah, doing air support.
Unfortunately, this thing also has wings.
Yes.
Which is the thing that you keep referring to as the big thing?
The anti-archangel. Yes.
Right. And
it's
size-wise,
like,
looking at building.
It's like an 8-foot tall emo angel.
Yes.
Okay, so not like Heo-sized, but like...
No. Like I say, it's presence tall versus mechanically tall.
Got it.
Heo is mechanically a big creature. This is just from terms of, oh crap, it's an anti-archangel. A problem. But it's not, it's quote, regular sized. For mechanical purposes. So it's not... Yeah, so it's not 2 stories tall or something ridiculous like that. No.
I can roll with that. That seems like enough information for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So what is your cunning plan?
Me?
Well, no, Kaz, I mean, what's Kaz's cunning plan?
Yeah, that was her. Me? I just if we can't get them over a cliff or something like that, we're just in the middle of a clearing here.
We
Guys,
one thing, Danny, that is relevant is that we spent a good amount of time making traps within these ruins. We didn't specify what those traps were, but they exist.
okay.
Oh, we each had 2 advantage, didn't we? One for attack, one for defense, or was that like the group had?
The group has a situational. Anyone can use it as long as group consent. They are situational legend points, if you will. One represents a bonus offense. One represents bonus defense. To as whatever they was trying to get, or whatever was going to be your problem was going to have to be clambering around traps, falling in traps, climbing out of traps, etc., etc.
So we just lead it into a trap, obviously, right? We just lead it into a trap.
That would be part of the plan, I imagine.
This flying creature.
I can be very annoying from up here. And if you cut just the right place on a flying creature, it can't fly anymore. So, or at least it will fly in a certain direction. So maybe I'll just... She pulls the big fuck off knife out like...
This doesn't sound like what person was describing. I don't know if it's actually got those wings.
Oh, well, that's all I got. I will be up here. You know what? Yeah.
Oh,
I just thought I should tell you.
I told you I didn't promise that I knew what I was doing. I just promised that I could help.
So what you doing?
Nothing. I'm gonna hold. Can I hold my turn? I'm gonna do anything.
Yep, sure thing. So you will you can basically postpone action. I don't mind that at all. So for the catch is the only thing you can postpone is your major action, if I recall correctly. So if you want to do movement or anything like that, you sort of have to handle that now. But the actual I stab it part, you can wait until an opportune moment.
I will get behind the thing.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Like
Sure
in the
thing.
behind.
Yeah. So you can just swoop down and peg it. Yep. Sure thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, I heard it too. I heard
Yeah,
it
it's
too.
okay.
All 3 of us.
I heard it.
All of us had a bit of a moment there.
I was not speaking in slang terms.
While I swoop down and peg this emo angel.
With a knife.
A knife. Oh.
I was just going to say, like I said, I was not speaking in slang term.
Are you allowed to say that on stream?
We just did.
We might be terms of service there.
So, hey, if you can put it on a shirt and wave it as a sign, why not? Which was at the Met Gala.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
So if it's okay for the Met Gala, it's okay for a live stream.
That is not true at all.
It is definitely not true.
Nipples are fine for the Met Gala. This.
I'm delighted by how fast y'all pounced on that statement. Like, that's a verifiable falsehood.
We know that's not true. We know.
Heyo, what is Heyo's plan for this odd moment you will find yourself in?
I've had a couple of options.
Mm-hmm.
Just double checking how certain things work.
Mm-hmm.
But tossing up between trying to take this thing's sword, or just making it feel demoralized or disarm, really.
Mm-hmm.
But this one had a bunch of extra stuff that I don't think actually, now that I've gone through it, I read it over again, I'm like, I don't think that helps me.
Oh dear.
I don't know. Well, it's like it's essentially at high levels. It's less like make them drop their weapon and more take the weapon. And it's like, I don't think this guy's sword is going to be helpful for Heo.
I mean, taking the weapon, if it turns out that it's his arm, that helps the rest of us. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. If you can make him literally disarmed, I am.
I think that's a different role. But I think initially getting the sword out of its hands is better than potentially having it have disadvantage for all. Because one of those it can just like resist. And I don't think I need to snatch it because it can do a bunch of stuff to avoid that as well. And I don't particularly care for it to. So it's sort of landed and told it's going to destroy us.
Yeah, that was pretty much exactly what happened, yes.
I'm going to try to disarm it.
Okay.
Of its flamey sword.
Mm-hmm.
And so Heo, who was sort of like around a ruin on the side of it, kind of perched up and over it a little bit.
Yeah.
To get a sort of a bit of a look. Quickly make that roll. Oh, okay, that'll work, I assume. If it doesn't, we've got bigger problems. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this is a 30 against guard.
30 against guard. Yes, that does succeed.
Yeah.
Hang on a sec. Just checking. I'm just checking a resistance.
Cool.
Nope. Yeah. So.
Yes.
So what does it look like?
Heo sort of pulls himself up more further, so sort of getting even a bit more height. And it's just like, I'm here to destroy you, and Heo is just, you can try. And then as he does that, it's sort of like just more sort of like focusing on the face, and then from one of his hands, it's just sort of this like very brief, like a very quick lightnings, like arcing some like into this thing's hand, and causes the sword to go 15 feet away from it. And I guess away from the group collectively, whatever gets it further away from the group, so it has to go the furthest to get and then come back.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Should that be something it needs to do?
All right. So the sword hilt flies out of its hand, skitters across the ground, and in midair, the flaming blade extinguishes itself. So it's just the bare hilt which tumbles to the ground.
And then actually, Heo will sort of reposition, just sort of like short, sort of using like flight, but sort of up and down to perch on some piece of ruin, just sort of getting a bit of distance again from this thing. So again, away from wherever it was that the sword went.
Okay. Yep. So the sword, as I say, goes skittering. All right.
And that will be me.
All right. Very good. And then Spider, please.
Has this creature given any obvious sign that it knows where Spider is hiding up in the nook that he was in?
It might have
Like,
an
did he-
ability. Well, I was just gonna say it might.
or anything.
Just give me a moment. It may have an ability which lets it try. Yeah, it may. Okay, I have to roll to see if it noticed you. Yes. So just
Okay,
give
do
me
I
one moment.
then need to roll?
Yep. So rolls.
it.
Yeah, so
Move
roll
with
Spider's stealth, and I will use that as the difficulty against which it needs to succeed.
Well, stealth, moving with stealth is an agility roll, so I will do that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And which means
and I will say, and I will be, because you are motionless in the dark up a tree, roll with advantage 2.
Advantage 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one
distance,
extra.
lighting, distance, and vertical is advantage 1, and then Spider is talented at this sort of thing is advantage 1 as well. So take advantage 2.
Cool. 18 plus 8 is 24 plus 4 is
Nice.
26, 30 total.
Wow, nice roll. All right. Perception's 2d10, and then it gets advantage. Just one moment. The d20 betrayed it. So that's a 3 and a 9 is 12. 3 more is 15. Okay, so it gets advantage on the roll. So I've got a pair of 9s, which is 18, and then the 3 gets it up to 21. That's a 1, so that's no better than the 3. That is another 1, which is still no better than a 3. And that is a 4, so it's going to keep the 4. So 18 and 4, so it rolled 25. This does not see you. I think Spider is going to have a moment where you can as this thing lands and delivers its line. I think Spider will sense an almost preternatural force sort of reaching out into all of the darkness, almost in that way of you feel someone staring at you, and yet it's not looking around, but no, it doesn't know you're there.
Yeah, so Spider's like, well, you only get one, and just kisses the bolt, puts it in the crossbow, and this might be like one of the more terrifying humanoid spiders ever seen in his life, but it's still a humanoid, so I'm going to shoot for the throat.
Yep.
I guess I should make an attack roll.
Yes, you should. Absolutely.
Wait, is that a natural 20? It is. So the 20 on this dice, that the paint has I thought it was a 2 for a second.
I've got that exact. Yes, no, I've got that exact.
You can see the paint has partly come off of the 0, but it is there. The 2 is over here somewhere.
Yeah, I actually
have that's a natural 20.
Beautiful start. Beautiful
Let's
start.
see it.
Just out of curiosity, do you have that vicious? Is it vicious strike? Is that the thing?
I have lethal strike.
Vicious. Didn't you also have vicious strike?
I don't have vicious strike. I don't know what that is.
Why did I think you had vicious strike?
I have silencing strike, which is what I wanted to know about.
Right.
Being hidden for.
So many strikes.
Oh yeah, vicious is when you get a nat 20.
You get advantage on
the subsequent d20. No, okay. So I've got 20. Is that a 3 or a 9? Sorry, I picked some weird dice for tonight. That's a 9. 20 plus 9 plus 3. That's 32, and the reroll on the 20 is another 15. Is 47.
That's a way to start. That's a way to start. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You do actually hit it. That's a relief. As things go, that's a relief. So right.
Without, if it can be silenced, it is silenced.
Mm-hmm.
Because by default, because I have the silencing strike feat.
Yep.
And I get to apply one other bane, right? Because I got over. Did I get over? Is it 10 over the number?
It's okay. That's versus guard. Its guard is a 23.
Yeah, I got 45.
Yeah.
Okay. What do I do to it, gang?
Okay, so just to let you know, the silencing strike does not work.
I had a feeling that might happen.
Yeah.
Let's just go with let's go with persistent damage. I think
Sure.
Yeah.
there's a bit of the spider's kiss on that bolt.
Mm-hmm. And how much? So what does that work out to be?
Yeah.
Your power.
actually-
You're actually your limit is actually your stat, not your roll. So whatever.
Right.
Your,
I'll
whatever
look
your
into
stat is.
that. But,
Okay.
because I don't have my Banes up right now.
All right, so that's persistent damage. I'll just make a note. So on its action, which is the next thing that happens, actually, it will take damage.
Oh, okay, cool.
I assume I would imagine it's D8 because
That's right.
It goes
Yeah,
up
I don't.
in even numbers, so it would be 6 plus D8.
Okay, cool.
So it's D8 damage that it takes.
Set an
D8.
extra 7 damage. So what was it? You said his guard was 23, so he took 22 plus another 7.
Well, the persistent damage takes effect on its round, I think.
Right, but you said that was next, and that's
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So how much all total then?
so 22 for the hit, and another 7, so 29 total.
29 off. Okay, that's going to leave a mark.
That's
a lot of damage in this system.
Yep.
Oh,
natural 20s are huge in this. Like,
my other fantasy-based game has actually requested a house rule where 20s do not explode because they find that it just results in one-shot bosses, right? Because a roll like that, and you're supplementing 60 points of damage, boss dead, right? So my other group has requested to ditch the exploding 20s. They just don't like them. They love the exploding skill dice. They think that's fantastic, but yeah.
I feel like we're on the other end of the spectrum where if we kill things in one shot, that's just how it happened.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. I mean, that's Alexandre, I will ask you, even though it is not your turn, to please make a perception roll.
Uh-oh.
And if you have what is your stat what is your extraordinary that you usually roll for La Chanson?
Creation.
Okay. What do you have in that again? What's the number?
6.
A 6. Okay. Take advantage too on your perception check.
Okay. So that's horrible. That's a horrible thing to do to a person when they have advantage too. I rolled 3 6s, which is just not fine.
The extra one goes
I could have
nowhere.
used that some other time.
It's
Anyway.
ain't that just the way though? Ain't that just the way?
It's a 12 because the 6 exploded the once, and I rolled a 3 on the d20. So that's kind of where we're at, you know.
All right. Okay. A 12 is enough to tell you that something isn't right, but you can't figure out what. And the chanson, for lack of a better way of putting it, because you have entered into danger, as it is customary, you can hear the chanson behind you like a backing orchestra, and it's playing its usual tension warning type riff.
Oh, good.
So you are
Alexandra gets a literal. Is that the boss music? Moment.
Oh no! Everyone, watch out!
It's actually more like it's the trap music.
Oh, good.
Oh dear.
We just got what meat trapped.
I have Spider. I think you get something ridiculous like a base 16 to go. That ain't right when it comes to affairs criminal. Murdering is fairly criminal. Bang! And the bolt literally hits the edge of the throat, shatters on impact, and there's pieces of splinter flying everywhere, and the helmet just rotates in your direction. You absolutely know that should have punched a hole through practically anything mortal of this world. There is no way. Okay, you shot arch disciples of major demons and had that kind of thing work. What? It's just bang, shatter.
Yep. Cool.
All right. And And now it's its turn. All right.
I'd be even less prepared for this than I previously thought.
Okay. Superior Bane focus, advantage 3.
No, thank you.
And it is using... yep. So 3d10 advantage 3. Please hold.
Mini.
Rolled a 1. Okay. So a 1 on the d20, and then a 10 and a 9 and a 6. So okay. So let me
explode one.
Yeah, so let me re-roll. So it has advantage, advantage to see if it can improve the 6. Let's see if I can do that. 3 rolls to improve the 6. A 10. So it automatically improves the that doesn't explode, of course. You can only explode once. So it's got. So I'll try and improve the 9. So it's used one of its 2. That doesn't improve the 9. That absolutely
And it
does
only
not
explode
improve.
once?
I don't think that's. I don't know if that's.
That's
a
not
thing.
everything explodes, doesn't it?
I thought you could only explode 1 die in a group. Like if you're
No, everything explodes.
I don't.
Oh, okay. So it has 2 exploding dice on the table then. Okay, I misreminded. Yeah, no problem.
I mean, not that it's good for me, but like,
Mhm.
yeah, as far as I'm aware, everything explodes constantly.
Yeah.
Any
GMs
active
tackles
dice
system.
explodes. Like you
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
carry advantage through after an
Yeah.
explosion.
So it's at 30, and then the 2 exploding dice.
You only yes, all explode, but you only explode the dice you keep, is what Great Moustache says.
Gotcha. So we're up to 43 with another 10 on the table. So nobody had. We already know you don't have a resolve. The resolve that'll stop that. That'll stop that.
Yeah.
So now here's where things. Okay. So all of you are going to feel the equivalent. Does everyone remember the dumb child's toy slime? It's that kind of green, gooey, sticky stuff. Yeah. You just had that thrown on your face, only it stopped on your brain.
Great.
Stopped on my brain, is that what you said?
Yes. So not oh, that doesn't feel right at all.
I don't like it.
Yeah. So that is you have this oozy, slithery something poking at you in your memories feeling. You have just been yeah.
That sounds awful. Ow.
That sounds like a mess to clean up that I don't want to clean up. That's what that sounds like.
Granite's turn. Granite looks around, which is to say, body stops, head does in 15-degree increments, the tick, 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 like a very slow radar, comes to rest on the obvious problem in the group, strides over right in front of your nemesis and says, "Are you powerful?" And holds action.
Aww. Granite, if I die, at least you live on. It's great.
That's not necessarily true.
I don't love that.
It lives on. Well, unless it turns out that that's, you know.
Mm-hmm.
No, I more meant it standing in front of the bad thing.
Oh yeah, that. I mean, look. It doesn't look like Granite's been affected by this, so I'm having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
As long as Granite's okay. As long as Granite's having a good time.
Yeah. It's
Exactly.
all good after that point. Okay. And then the bad guy goes again.
Excuse me?
Which is
just
rude.
Boss action.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that was Secret. So it's used one with the Void. It's used Secrets from the Void. Now it's going to use Visions from the Void. So that is another pile of dice. Please hold.
To be fair, Mysol had prepared me for something more tentacly and eldritch than this inverse angel, so I'm kind of not surprised.
Another natural 1 on the d20.
Good.
Hate that.
As it turns out, this isn't the demon.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so I've got a 6, a 5, and a 3, and 3 rolls to improve. Let's try and improve the 3. That's still a 3, so that doesn't help. That is a 9, so that is definitely an improvement. So it moves up, and 1 chance to improve the 5. Otherwise, some of you are actually going to get around this. No, another 5. Okay, so that is a 10, a 21. Does anyone have a resolve higher than 21?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
What is Alexandri's? I thought you had a 23.
20. No, it's 20.
Oh, I know what it is. Is my soul was buffing Alexandria at one point, and that's why. And she
Chevalier
had,
was.
Chevalier was.
Chevalier,
Chevalier
yes,
was
that's
the-
okay. Yes, and having like at a
oh, yeah.
23 or something
It was like
foolish.
a
Yes.
plus
Yeah.
6 or whatever to it. for a
Yeah,
while.
because I remember her, Alexandria tanking it just straight up ignoring a roll like this before. I was just going, what? But okay, that's what it is I'm remembering. Okay, my apologies.
I think Granite could probably do something similar, but
Yeah.
would need to work. Would need to figure
But
that
Granite
out.
would need to know also.
Yeah.
Try.
Yeah. So I'm going to explain what happens next. Mechanically, you have all just been hit by power level 9 version of blah. Where's my notes, Michelle?
9. Damn.
It has a couple of trinkets, which is why the numbers are so high. But it has power level 7. It is using a power level 7 phantasm on you. However, it has the hallucinate.
Fun.
So what has happened is it has just used mind dredge on you. It now knows all of your deepest secrets because of the absolutely ridiculous, absurd roll that it made.
Did it only go to 21?
No,
No,
the
that was the
mind.
previous one.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
a previous
the 40, the heading towards 50 roll was the mind dredge. It knows
Okay.
everything you've ever done in your life. And what it has just done
I mean,
is
that's
you-
embarrassing.
yes, because you're about to relive it.
No.
So I'm going to give everyone a moment to take a moment, if you will. And I'm going to ask everyone to put your headphones down. And then I'm going to go around in the stream chat. I will post your name. You will put your headphones back on. And I want you to tell me what the most horrific thing to ever happen to your character is. And I want you to describe it as though your character is reliving that moment. Because that is what is happening to you with this attack ability. Nobody, and then once we're done, I'll go around the table. Everyone will explain their individual hell they're currently locked in. And then I'm going to go around the table again with everyone's headphones on and basically say, what does everyone else see your character doing? So, for example, if you're afraid of ants, are you doing the flail it, get it off me dance, for example? Okay. So this is, you come for the fight, stay for the backstory. Is everyone okay with it? Well, that's what I'm asking. First off, is everyone, 1, clear on how it's going to work, and 2, okay with it?
Yes, though please don't start with me because I'm trawling through my mind.
Okay. Do I have a
Trawl through
volunteer?
Alexandria.
Do I have a volunteer to go first?
I haven't even had that.
All
I
right.
know the answer to mine, so if I'm the only one that
There we
does,
go.
then it can be me.
Do we want to hit a break? Give everyone 2 minutes to think of that, come back, and then do those scenes?
That's smart.
Yeah. Let's do
like
that.
that idea.
Let's do
that.
absolutely exactly that. We'll be back.
Okay. So we'll be right back.
Why hands?
Have you considered that you might like a disguise that doesn't involve being wrapped up in veils?
Yes.
Will you let me do your makeup?
No.
Think they might be afraid.
You look like you need a ride. You look like you need a ride. I'm here to help, but I don't think that I can fit your friend there. Can you ask them if they are going to eat me?
Depends
In
on
that
your
case-
answer.
My name is Michel Vaillancourt. I'm the games master and storyteller for Unlawful Disorder. I've been asked to give a summary of events of the game, but that seems a little strange because, well, that's the job of the players. Don't ask me what the story is, I'm just the guy telling it. So, let's talk about how we got here. So, about a year ago, I saw a bunch of really talented people doing some really cool stuff, and I thought, well, that's cool, I'll have to keep them in mind. And a little while after that, I got a call from a roleplay channel asking me to set up a game. They wanted a European time zone friendly game. So I went back and I called up the cool people doing the cool stuff. So that would be Chantel and company. Cool. So, after that, we took a little bit of time, discussed a good D&D campaign, and I brought forward one of my homebrew worlds. And they looked at me and said, no.
You're sure he's not gonna eat me?
He's not gonna eat you.
Okay, I'm a friend then.
Depends
In
on
that
your
case,
answer.
It's not the name that's on the bounty, and that's all that matters to me.
Okay. Now I just have to remember to respond to it.
Well, you'll do that, won't you, Eric? Eric,
Are you going to eat them?
Considers it.
By the way, you have no clue what she's on about. Like, you've never seen one of these things before.
he's a vegan!
oh, what?
Definitely don't know what that is.
I don't care what he is. He's got big teeth.
You do have big teeth. Not incorrect.
Theo's grasp of the trade tongue is
Oh,
body.
do you? Oh, do you? What do you eat them?
Sort of looks back up. I will not consume that person.
Could you be a little more generic and just say you're not going to consume anyone in the city as well? Just to make it easier.
That'd be great.
So reverting back to Elvish, like
Just try.
language.
know?
I'm not gonna eat people.
I know you're not going to eat people.
Language is hard.
I know. Just say it the way I'm telling you to say it. I'm not going to eat the city.
I'm not gonna eat the city.
Yes.
I'm not gonna eat the city. I'm not gonna eat the city.
Sam,
mental image got too funny.
Why hands?
Have you considered that you might like a disguise that doesn't involve being wrapped up in veils?
Yes.
Will you let me do your makeup?
No.
You...
Think they would be afraid.
You you need a ride. You look like you need a ride. I'm here to help, but I don't think that I can fit your friend there. Can you ask them if they are going to eat me?
Depends
In
on
that
your
case-
answer.
My name is Michel Vaillancourt. I'm the games master and storyteller for Unlawful Disorder. I've been asked to give a summary of events of the game, but that seems a little strange because, well, that's the job of the players. Don't ask me what the story is, I'm just the guy telling it. So, let's talk about how we got here. So, about a year ago, I saw a bunch of really talented people doing some really cool stuff, and I thought, well, that's cool, I'll have to keep them in mind. And a little while after that, I got a call from a roleplay channel asking me to set up a game. They wanted a European time zone friendly game. So I went back and I called up the cool people doing the cool stuff. So that would be Chantel and company. Cool. So, after that, we took a little bit of time, discussed a good D&D campaign, and I brought forward one of my homebrew worlds. And they looked at me and said, no.
You're sure he's not gonna eat me?
He's not gonna eat you.
Okay, I'm a friend then.
Depends
In
on
that
your
case,
answer.
It's not the name that's on the bounty, and that's all that matters to me.
Okay. Now I just have to remember to respond to it.
Well, you'll do that, won't you, Eric? Eric,
Are you going to eat them?
Considers it.
By the way, you have no clue what she's on about. Like, you've never seen one of these things before.
he's a vegan!
oh, what?
Definitely don't know what that is.
I don't care what he is. He's got big teeth.
You do have big teeth. Not incorrect.
Hero's grasp of the trade tongue is
Oh,
body.
do you? Oh, do you? What do you eat them?
Sort of looks back up. I will not consume that person.
Could you be a little more generic and just say you're not going to consume anyone in the city as well? Just to make it easier.
That'd be great.
So reverting back to Elvish, like,
Just try.
what language?
know?
I'm not gonna eat people.
I know you're not going to eat people.
Language is hard.
I know. Just say it the way I'm telling you to say it. I'm not going to eat the city.
I'm not gonna eat the city.
Yes.
I'm not gonna eat the city. Mental image got too funny.
Why hands?
Have you considered that you might like a disguise that doesn't involve being wrapped up in veils?
Yes.
Will you let me do your makeup?
No. We're live, and realizing
So let me get
that
this. So let me get this straight. You all had homework problems in school too, huh?
no, actually, I would get my
Very well.
homework done
I
every
didn't say
single
testing.
time.
I didn't say tested well, Danny. I said homework problems. Those are two different things.
I finished all my homework,
So I've been
but
told.
that is because I was terrified and I work under anxiety, not out of fun.
I also finished all of my homework and I turned it in on the last day of school. All of it.
It's very confusing.
I literally forgot to do my final chemistry assignment.
You just forgot.
Of my grade 12
My English teacher
final,
really liked me.
final piece of thing. I was like, I had all my tests done, and I was like, all my tests are complete. I'm absolutely done. It was all in the first week of the exam block, and then I got the end of exam block, and suddenly my brain went, you had a chemistry assignment though as well, right? And I went, shit.
As one does, yes.
did a quick calculation and realized that the late mark I would get meant that even if I got a perfect score, I'd get 0. So I just handed in what I had with a note being like, I'm really sorry about this. Here you go.
I'm not. I wouldn't have handed it in unless it needed to be handed in to pass.
I think it needed completion.
Yeah, if you hand it in, you get some points.
You
get a not instant fail. I did the same thing in university with a theater paper, actually, because writing papers for theater studies is ridiculous. I managed to get I got 60% in that class despite getting 0 for a paper worth 40%. So there you go.
Wow. I mean, ow. I mean, what?
Well, the rest of it was based on the practical, and which I wrote, directed, and was like the main villain in. So
yeah.
If anyone's wondering whether I grew between high school and university, I did turn in a paper the day before I graduated too, and that paper was due a year and a half prior. For a class that I had like received an incomplete for.
I love this mode. I want
that.
But I'll have all of you know that I also got an A+ on that paper.
For a class you were no longer in.
A year and a half prior.
Well, and all I can think of is the professor looking at this going, "Who? What?"
Yeah. No, she never forgot.
What? Hang on, let me look this up. Incomplete. Oh,
wait,
they need this to actually leave.
You asked for an extension.
Yeah, I asked for an extension once every couple months, so she never forgot me. But also, had I not turned it in that day, I would not have graduated the following morning. I don't know how to.
That is just pristine. Oh.
Meanwhile, none of you have yet done the homework.
I'll do the homework suddenly in panic when I put my headphones back on.
Excellent. So,
but now you know why.
Who wants to go first?
Not me.
Not
1,
me.
2, 3, not it.
Jamie already said, so they're going first.
I can go first.
Okay.
All right then.
So
remind me how we're doing this. Everyone's taking their headphones off.
So I'm just gonna say. So we'll do. I'll explain it one more time. So Jamie, there's no point in you taking your headphones off. Everyone else will go headphones down. When it is your turn, then I will type in the chat for the stream who the next person to put their headphones on. Jamie would take theirs off. Next person put theirs on, and we just go around. And the objective is effectively. This is the hallucinate power, which takes phantasm, locks it in a box, shoves it in your brain, and you are now living whatever it is the thing wants you to see. And what it is using is mind dredge to drop you into your own worst nightmare. What is the worst thing your character has ever lived? It is not a hypothetical. This is a has ever lived.
Okay, so
basically
we will
hijacks your 5 senses.
Yes.
Yeah. So
you cannot tell that you have not been time transported to that moment. It is that all engrossing.
What I'm also going to do is disable my camera, so I will not be visible, audible, or anything.
Okay.
Bam. Did it. I did it. I'm still audible. Okay. Bam.
You are bammed. Yep.
Everyone's bamfed away. Okay. Bye.
Yes. All right then.
You and
me. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, so there's been a somewhat recurring scene throughout our time here in Unlawful Disorder involving Spider and a river and almost drowning as a young child. And I think as the phantasm takes over Spider, there is like the sound of rushing water, um, like that river in the storm, and then it like resolves into a loud crack, like that of when like one of the logs in a fireplace cracks,
Yes.
and we see a fireplace, a very ornate fireplace, and the camera sort of pans back to reveal a sitting room, um, in what looks like a noble estate in the capital. Um, I feel like this scene might need a slight content warning for the audience for transphobia. And we see what looks like a very young Spider, um, with like very short cropped hair, um, but they look much less like haggard as a young person. Like they look kind of healthy and well washed, and he's wearing, actually like wearing a nice shirt and doublet and hose. Whatever the appropriate noble attire is, it looks like slightly too big for him. Like it was made for a slightly older brother. Um, and standing next to him is a much younger Lucas, who looks, you know, I think Spider looks about 16. No, yeah, 16, and Lucas looks about 18. So the two of them, you know, look like young boys. And the rest of the family are arranged around the living room. We see their mother like has her head literally in her hands, looking like she's sobbing. The older brother and sister have shit-eating grins on their face, and the patriarch of the family has just clearly looks like he's just like stood up out of his big armchair, you know, which serves as the throne of the waiting of the reading room.
Absolutely, yes.
And is on like a vitriolic diatribe, saying something along the lines of, "You wish to live as you are, then you are no child of mine. You will leave this house and never return, and your death will never be acknowledged."
Wow.
And we just see like a tear fall out of young Spider's face, and then the camera like pans in and out of that tear, basically, to like tears starting to fall down Spider's face as his eyes in the present are just like glazed over.
All right. So, where does this leave Spider?
Just like in complete like emotional shock, right? Like that was a moment where Jasper thought he was taking the biggest risk of his life, but believed that it could go well, and instead had his entire life stripped away from him.
Right. Yeah. And that's awful. Okay.
Yeah.
All right then. Thank you. And headphones down, please.
Up here.
Oh, there you are. Wonderful. Your timing's impeccable.
Surely it's not my turn. Surely not. No.
You happen to be here, so that makes it your turn.
Damn it! I just saw the other ones disappear, and then it was just my phone. Oh, fine. Whatever. I backed into this.
I was just going to say, so welcome to Live at the Improv.
Mm-hmm.
So what has happened is, to remind you, is that a psychic power has been used on Kaz. Has literally, from the moment she hatched to right now, knows her entire life's story. What is the most horrific, frightening thing? The sort of thing that would paralyze Kaz. What is that moment? When did it happen? And Kaz is reliving it right now. And they are reliving it effectively, if you will, in full sensory deprivation. They cannot tell what is happening in their mind is not the real thing right now.
So should I be describing this in present tense then?
Yes.
Okay.
Describe the scene as though there was a camera watching as the horror unfolds around Kaz.
So it's probably my 4th or 5th, maybe, trip up with the new. They call them they're essentially sky coaches. I'm a pilot now. That's the thing that I do, and it's usually like cargo, going back and forth and things like that, and sometimes people, and sometimes every so often there's an offer, and this is the kind of thing that happens under the table. It's not something that everybody talks about, but it is something that a lot of people do. You do a little extra something while you're on your thing, and you get a little extra money at the end of it. And that's something that my family can always use. So I said yes. And I am flying, and the weather's pretty bad. I'm a great flyer. This usually is not a problem, but the illegal nature, just like the way that they made this seem, that they said that it would be on me if I got caught, and it might be on other people that I know too. So I'm trying really hard not to get caught. And funny enough, that is exactly how you get caught in things like this. And as it turns out, there's a checkpoint, like right up ahead of me. It's sort of a floating platform thing, so it's in the sky, even above, sort of like a cliff spider situation. And I know that these things happen all the time, and I wasn't really expecting it to happen this time. It was just supposed to go really, really smoothly. And I'm not great at lying. And so I'm just gonna skip it. If I go around and I just take a detour around this sort of bend here, like through this pass, it's a little bit narrow, but I think it'll be okay. And the people, my passengers are not gonna mind. It's just sort of a scenic thing. I will talk my way through it. Nobody will even know the difference. It's a bonus. It's a bonus thing that you get when you're flying with me. It's that sort of thing. And then, well, I do that for a few minutes, and I think I'm almost home free. And then we start leaning sort of to the left a little bit. And I know there are people behind me, and I know that they've seen me go this far, and I am not about to get caught again. And something's going on. I feel like my jaw's locking up, and so are my wings, and like I can't fly as well as I would usually like to. And long story short, the coach goes down. And that is on me. And there's the guys from the checkpoint just floating over me, essentially, you know, just sort of like looking at me and sort of the wreckage that is down here, and I'm freaking out and things are burning, and holy shit, I am burning, and fuck, and I'm just trying to pat out my feathers and also like trying to like call out to the people who are very clearly they're caught underneath something, and I'm trying to help them, and I'm trying to help myself, and it's just there's a lot going on, and then there's blackness.
All right. So where does this leave Kaz as she remembers this moment as though it's right now?
Spiraling towards the ground again.
Okay.
But like not able to catch herself this time because she didn't in that particular moment. This is before she could do all that.
Okay. All right then. Very good. Thank you. That was a brilliant scene.
Thank you. Yep.
Okay. Mysel, please. Please.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong chat.
No problem. I thought that might be the case, which is the reason I added. Okay. There is an irony, I think, that Heo is getting hit with the power that Mysel so often uses to get them out of trouble.
I feel like he's familiar with hallucination.
Yeah.
In that he legitimately has memories of using it, despite not being able to.
Yes. I think the catch is there's a difference between, it's kind of like being shown a really good movie of what hallucination is versus suddenly not being able to tell the difference of what is and is not reality. So it's very possible that tomorrow morning, Heo will go, oh, I know what happened. But right now, Heo can't.
There potentially will be a moment where it's like, oh, that's fine. But it's also like, that doesn't stop you from being in the middle of your worst moment. Like,
yes, exactly.
Just because you know it's not happening doesn't mean, like, every single one of your senses is telling you that it is. So it's like you can intellectually know it for as long as you like.
Yeah.
I do have a quick question.
Certainly.
Narratively, I think probably more narratively than mechanically, is what this creature has done. Is it essentially it's like it's used some item or something to be like pinpoint the little memory box that's labeled worst moment, and then another device to basically go, you know, play on loop.
Yes.
So it's not like there's not like direct oversight, I guess.
No. It is essentially you are fighting a major demon. It's playing dirty.
Yeah.
It is literally looking for the parts that your brain doesn't want to show it and zeroing in on those. Show me all your happy memories. I'll take this thing you're hiding. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because with a 43 plus heading towards 50, it literally knows every moment from the day you were born.
Yeah, like
that's a slightly more expansive statement for Heo, but
level 9 mind dredge is all your memories are belong to me.
Yeah.
But the more interesting part is like it's more that Heo basically, if it's, you know, when it searches out that, it's like, you know, it finds that moment. But for Heo's mind basically has two of those moments that overlap. Just because of the way Mysel and Heo's mind works. So I think there's this sort of like, to a degree, it's sort of like it flickers a little bit between the two.
So you remember the Japanese? I think it's Kurosawa. Very famously did these tension moments by doing a split screen. They do it in Kill Bill, where you see the evil nurse, the assassin dressed as a nurse walking towards bride's room with bride laying in bed, and it's just this split screen of film tape rolling. Go with that. Imagine this as it's the line from Larry Gowan, trapped in your mind with your hands by your side, unable to look away, the 60-second nightmare. You're just basically, imagine you are stuck watching this happen through a lens of a camera you cannot deflect. What does it look like?
In one moment, it's essentially running, and it's giving you're seeing it from his perspective, and so it would be, for the viewer at home, I guess, it might become apparent that like this perspective is smaller than what he should be.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like running through this like smoldering village.
Mm-hmm.
A village that had been on fire but isn't anymore, but is approaching this sort of a slightly a property, I guess, that's a little way from the rest of them, but it seems is obviously quite a prominent, not like ostentation, but prominent and slightly bigger and slightly separate, but it's just like running towards that, and you can just hear this voice that is definitely, it isn't here, is just saying, no. But at the same time, we're seeing this much more chaotic scene in a kind of like a wooded valley. And in this case, again, the perspective is not quite what you'd expect from Heer Fonrasel, but only because it's much bigger now. It's coming from a much higher place, and there are a bunch of other dragons that are probably, initially look quite small, but then there's a realization that they're probably Hio's current size.
I was just going to say, there are a lot of things which are small compared to a 747, but that doesn't make them small.
Yeah, and this they've all different like colorations and different styles of horns and all sorts of very sort of eclectic mix. But at the same, and there's also what initially would look like humans, but again are also too large to be humans. So these are giants,
right?
And it's this sort of swirling melee where this seemingly limitless supply of giants is just rushing this area, and it doesn't matter what Hay or the other dragons do. There always seems to be more to replace them. That's like skeletons. You can take out a whole like squad, but then there'll be two more behind it, and then you'll see them like they're pinning down the smaller dragons with clearly like magically enhanced nets, and then just killing. They're just getting butchered one after the other, and there's this deep sense of desperation. And despite this immense powerlessness,
you have all of the power in the world at your command, and it still isn't good enough.
Yeah, the elements are yours to manipulate as you feel the need, and it isn't enough. And on the other side, again, you have if it's immense amount of power, it doesn't matter because you're running up to this still somewhat smoldering collection of buildings on the other side, and just frantically looking, and there's just nothing. Can't see anything until this person goes into what would have been the main building, and is moving through, and they're sort of like towards the back. There is huddled 5 bodies. one of which is clearly a child. And it's clear that there was
a terrible fire has swept through here.
They were dead before the fire.
Yeah.
And also, while there aren't other bodies, it is also clear that they didn't go down easy.
Mm-hmm.
But they did ultimately. And then there's just grief on both sides, where as more and more of these smaller, younger dragons are killed, and it becomes more and more hopeless, and eventually it's just Hao who is injured, and with no other dragons to attempt to protect, flees in this sort of desperate attempt to, now there's no one else to protect, it's only himself.
Right.
And so on that side, it's gone from desperation to fear. And on the other side, it's going from desperation to rage. And he's sort of, as he's sort of experiencing these both simultaneously.
So where does that leave Hao in the present? What's their mental condition at this point?
Sad and angry. It's sort of overlapping, and a degree of fear, but it's being drowned out by the sad. The fear is drowned out by the other two, but sort of
Gotcha.
all three are there.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Love it. Okay. Headphones down. Thank you very much. Hello there. Okay. So, if essentially what has happened, as I say, is you're dealing with a major demon. It has used a dark power to plumb every moment of your existence, said, show me the wonderful things in your world, and then went, I'll take that thing you're trying to hide and open the box in front of you. With that thing being the worst excruciating memory that Alexandria has lived. These are not hypotheticals, they are things she has endured. So what is it that Alexandria is watching, as though transfixed, watching a screen? What does the camera show Alexandria?
A surprisingly recent moment, actually. Alexandria is remembering the experience of being told that her grandmother signed a contract, and that anyone that had known that information, or anyone that had gone out to do what she's doing without that information, her grandmother would feel sorry for them.
Okay.
And that is more horrifying to her than almost literally anything else she has experienced.
Wow. Okay. Where does that leave Alexandria in the present? What is going on in Alexandria's mind as this unfolds again? As the safety is that little box you hide all your horrors in, has the lid ripped off.
As in, what happens to her when she can't not think about that thing?
Yes.
On a physical level, she just cries.
Okay.
It's floods of tears. Because for her, it's a case of that more than anything is the thing that is she doesn't know how she's going to go, how she could go home and look Gromer in the face,
Right.
knowing that piece of information.
Mm-hmm.
Because if La Chanson if she was supposed to pass the information on, and La Chanson said to tell, and she has not because of a contract, that means that contract goes against La Chanson.
Yes.
But more than that, it means that contract, it means that she has not passed the information on to someone she cares about.
Yes.
So what does that say about her as a person?
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I think, emotionally for Alexandre at that point, it's am I even related to this person?
Right. Yeah.
That's where she's at.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Succinct and devastating. Wonderful. Okay. I'm just going to ask everyone to come back in, so you may as well leave your headphones up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everyone, headphones back on, please. And yeah, throw that into the conference chat too, just to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right.
Bingapo.
All right. It's probably the longest 1/10 of a second or so that any of you have ever had to endure.
Great. Love that for me.
Yeah, it's like, keep in mind, you're in the middle of a fight here. There's the sword hilt has still not finished skittering across the ground. Like I say, this is the longest, 1/10 of a second, half a second any of you have ever had to endure.
Time is a construct, so you know.
Time is a construct,
Yes.
so it's an hour.
It's been 84 years.
Well done, thank you. And that brings us to our next moment, our next action in the initiative, which is Alexandre. So,
is there any mechanical effect of this ability?
I mean,
yeah, you're all standing there, stuck in your head. If you do not resist, everything that's going to happen to you happens with advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
That's
just
what I was unclear of.
You're mechanically you're paralyzed.
Okay,
you
cool.
can still move, like
Yeah.
but all of your senses are being told are getting different. Like it's controlling what you see. Every one of your 5 senses are experiencing. So your thoughts are still your own, your actions are still your own. But like if you moved and the hallucination didn't let you feel movement, like you wouldn't perceive yourself moving. But your body would still be moving.
Yeah, you could be telling yourself, run away, run away, run away. And while your actual body is running away, in the hallucination, you're just standing there. Which is bad if there's a cliff or a pit trap nearby, for example.
You will have disadvantage to resist. At least disadvantage. I don't know if it's got an extra thing, but hallucination comes in with built-in disadvantage.
Yeah.
But if you break it, can't do it again.
Yep. So that is the first thing that has to happen, is the resistance roll. I'm just double checking the creature features here.
What am I? I've never had to do this. What am I rolling?
You're rolling a d10.
A d20.
D20. My apology. Yes, the objective is to. In this case, you're rolling 2d20 because it's disadvantage. Take the lowest. You are trying to roll higher than a 10.
Yeah, and this is a move action to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 12 on disadvantage, so.
Brilliant. So.
Alexandria wanted out.
Yes. So you can. So effectively, all of your movement is used up fighting with the attack on your mind. But you are able to break free of that. You can't go anywhere. You're just kind of. But you can still take mechanically. You can use your major action if you wanted to run, but then. Or you could cast a spell, or all the other things you can do. But just your move is used up. And by the way, the angel is gone. The anti-angel is completely gone, not there.
What do I see?
So let's go around the table. I believe Spider is standing there crying. What else would Spider be doing in that moment? Physically, knowing what you know about the scene, what is physically the real world Spider doing?
That's it. He's just standing there, like eyes glazed over, tears just falling down his face.
Okay. The very large fire-breathing serpent wrapped around a building. What is it doing?
You would see probably like it was on like a top of a room that supported it, but if there was like a wall or something that was still there, it's probably sort of mix of like panic and anger. So it's like panicked eyes, but it's like the sort of you'd see it just sort of like this rage and sort of kind of thing where it's like done the thing where it's like gripping something, but it's kind of just like claws through the stone.
Yeah,
as it's just sort of like just torn a hunk out of this wall and just sort of just fuming rage that's undercut by panic.
Okay. And I believe Kaz is best described as rapidly losing altitude.
Yes, she is spiraling towards the ground. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
so given the circumstances, what is Alexandria doing?
There's nothing there, but Kaz is falling.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You have a jetliner-sized, upset, fire-breathing lizard having a panic attack. Spider is standing out in the middle of the open, uncharacteristically, with tears pouring down their face. And Kaz is doing the tornado spin towards the ground.
Given there's nothing else, I'd like to try to use barrier, but in a weird way.
Sure.
To just like catch Kaz.
Okay.
It's just area of effect. So just like create it in the air and catch her.
I think that's fantastic.
So like improvise, interrupt.
Yep.
Why would I need to interrupt?
Oh, because
to use something in a weird way.
Yeah.
To like catch someone, like that's the example of like using the interrupt action.
But I'm using my action to do it.
Yeah, but the point is I'm okay with it, and mechanically, yes, it will. So it's yes, you're going to act now. You will do it. Let's see your die roll, and then see if we have a big enough power level that we can try and figure out how that might work.
Yeah, essentially, what I'm trying to do is put up a barrier. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and specifying an area of effect for that.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it has to be anchored to the ground or anything like that.
I don't think it has to be on the ground.
It's a trampoline.
Yeah, basically.
It's probably going to be more like a ski ramp, actually.
Oh, okay, well, that's better.
I was aiming for like a little bucket, but
Have you ever seen what happens when you drop a chicken head first into a cone? Bonk.
as long as she ain't dead.
You want the ski ramp, okay?
And
Trust
not
me.
chicken.
17.
And not chicken.
That's a 17, and I forget what tells me.
So that will be a power level 3.
That's good. That's exactly what I needed. Because I want to use the hindering property, basically, just hindering the movement downward.
Yeah, fantastic. I do have to ask, because this is potentially taking a hostile action. Are you okay with that, Danny? Her using a hindering effect on your movement?
It's better than the ground using a hindering action.
I'm just checking. I mean, that's what I thought too, but just checking.
Yeah. It's either her or gravity. I think I choose Alexandria.
Good choice. So yeah. Because it's a hindrance, it's not a, you know, the basically falling through the barrier doesn't involve you breaking your beak on a solid object, but yeah, you basically, it's like falling into a bunch of strands of web or something that are just kind of stretching, slowing you down the further you try and get through the barrier.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Love that.
Okay, yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. Good.
It's not dying, so I'm very thankful.
It's very not dying yet. No.
Very not dying yet. Yeah.
All right. So
And
that's
then I'm just going to be looking around.
Okay, no roll required when the anatomically improbable thing walks out of the darkness over there.
Oh, good. I'll just wait as is.
Yeah, so as a reminder, it looks like what happens when you take the body of a human, squish it on both sides of the body of a praying mantis, rip the head off the human, screw it on top of the praying mantis, and then rip the 2 back legs off the praying mantis and stick pods of tentacles. It's the closest description you can get to.
No, thank you.
As I say, its movement is anatomically improbable. So there are 2 sets of there are the 2 praying mantis slashy kind of appendages, and then there's the 2 human-esque arms that are kind of contorted and stretched, and that doesn't look right at all. And it walks out of the darkness and speaks to you in a voice that is vaguely reminiscent of another voice you just heard, in that sort of way that your brain is immediately starts trying to crawl out your ear, because no real thing would ever want to hear this language spoken, but you understand it. It's demonic. This is the language of the void. Which is what the other thing was speaking to you in as well, and you all had that kind of that gut reaction of wrongness to this thing's speech. There's no mechanical effect. It's just kind of, that make that sound stop. But you understand it as though it's speaking your native tongue.
Nails on chalkboard, but oily.
Do we all hear this? Does everyone hear this? Even though that
just you.
Me.
Because you're the only one currently not hallucinating.
Oh, can I go back into the hallucination?
Suddenly the box doesn't sound so bad.
I'm back in that horror.
It's bad here.
Granite, by the way, has its head rotating in a circle as it tries to figure out where the thing it was just talking to went to. And Smithers chuckles.
Smithers?
Always the bright, powerful adventurers who always think that everything has to be out in the open, and they always forget that we're allowed to ambush too. You seem to be looking at me, and my mistress would like to talk to you. And it starts advancing on you. So it is going to use its movement to move. So it's going to cover half the distance to get to you. But all it can do on its boss actions is major actions. So it's going to use its major action for motion so that it can run towards you. And then it's going to stop basically just inside of melee range and will use, where's the button? Where's my, oh, there it is. Okay, you go away and...
It's getting just within melee range, but it covered half the distance to get to me? Sorry, I missed that.
My apologies. Yes, I said that wrong. Yes, it covers half the distance. It has to use its major action twice. It will stop at the end of its second action in melee range, but it doesn't have any... It can't do anything because it's using major actions to get there, is what I was trying to English. But English is not my primary language today.
Fair enough.
So yes, that will be the end of the initiative.
Hey, can someone else just get out of this? That'd be nice.
I don't know.
Hallucinating, not.
Give it a damn good try.
Anyone at all, please.
Okay, so that brings us to the top of the initiative round, which means Kaz is going on a 28. So Kaz gets to roll 2d10. You take the lowest of the two roll. You take 2d20. I keep doing that. The target number is higher than 10. You're trying to roll 11 plus.
10
All
or higher.
right.
10 plus?
I think it's 10 or higher. Yeah, 10 or
10
higher.
plus.
10 plus. Okay, so you're trying to roll 10 plus on a d20. You roll 2d20. Take the lowest of the two rolls.
The lowest of the two rolls.
Yes, you are disadvantaged because of the power of the hallucination.
It's a 9. It's a 9, friends.
You are stuck. You are still hallucinating. You are completely unaware of what's going on. So that is... So I'm going to make a note that you have one strike against you.
It's great.
One strike against? One strike... Wait, one...
If does not break,
then it's
after 3 strikes, stuck there for a full minute.
I don't think Phantasm does that.
Oh, okay. Let me double check real fast.
Unless hallucination might change that. I don't know. Yeah.
Let me look it up. That's the way most Banes work, and I was just presuming it was the same. Give me a Bane's list. Here we are. Phantasm. Mind Dredge, MN, Phantasm. Unlike other Banes, this Bane does not work targeting specifically. Nuke the area. Characters can... Okay.
It'd be at the top of duration.
Failing to do so on a given round. Okay. Okay. All right. Influence during resolve. I was just going to say mimicking. Characters convinced by the fact can roll resist in as normal in order to shake off. If they successfully no longer deceived. In addition, you must spend a minor action to sustain the bane during each of your turns. Okay, that's fine. He just uses his minor action to sustain. He's got concentration. Interestingly enough, there is no... Basically, you just keep rolling until you resist is the way I see this. There is no stick effect the way most other Banes work. Interesting. Okay, very nice. So yes, you will eventually break out just by statistics, but okay. Hang on a second here. I just realized I need to reset my turn counter. So that is Kaz. That brings us to Heyo. Could Heyo please at disadvantage?
10.
Nice. So Heyo will break free. And will be aware of the fact that the thing known as Smithers is standing in front of Alexandri, and the thing that looked like the anti-archangel is nowhere to be seen.
How far away from Heo is Smithers? Roughly.
Given the size, this is one of these places where your scale kind of screws things up. I will say it will require your full movement to get there.
Okay, so around 30. That's okay. Because I don't have my movement. I use that to get the thing. But I need to.
But yes, you have ranged attacks. So call it 30-ish. If you have something that pins at exactly 30, let me know. I will literally roll a d10 high-low. See which side of the line you're on.
No, I think it's... Yeah, it's like 50.
That's what I figured.
For I think most of the things he'll want to do.
Essentially, because you are fighting in the ruins of a small settlement, there are just so many. While you're in a big open space, you're also in a confined space.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, how coming out of this, oh God, is that what I want to do? What can he do? Do we damage or disable? No, we'll. So
again, keep in mind Heo's mental state, given what they were just subjected to.
Yes, it was always going to be an outburst, just whether it's a damagey one or a hey, look at me one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it sort of like comes out, and it was just sort of like there was a lot of rage and panic and sadness whipping through his mind, and then sort of sees Smithers galumphing towards Alexandre.
Something like that.
Yeah. And it's just, you should not have done that. And it's going to be a lot of fire. Just like much a wider area than it needs to be. Sort of like that fuck that area in particular. And that's okay. That's pretty good. One of the D8s explodes.
Nice.
Okay, that's fun. All right, so that's 37.
Brilliant. Yep. That is versus
God. It's a
Yep,
okay. And so despite bathing the whole place, Alexandre is untouched.
Okay. You have area control?
Yes.
Very nice. Okay. Their guard is 23. So what does that work out to be for damage?
23. What did I just say?
Be something.
37. 37.
37. Right.
14.
14.
All right. Yep. That's a solid poke in the nose.
And instead of persistent damage, I'm going to provoke.
Okay. Okay. So you are essentially using the provoke bane.
Yes.
Okay.
So anything that any kind of like attack that doesn't target Heo will be at disadvantage 3.
Okay.
Nice.
So 14. So 14 points of damage and provoked.
And provoked.
Okay, got it. All right then. Very good. And that brings us to Spider. Would you please make your resist roll?
Yep. I will do that. So it's 2, take the lowest.
Correct. Target is 10 plus.
That's a 2.
Mm-hmm. So you are stuck in your head.
I think Spider drops the crossbow that he's holding and starts like fumbling. Like he's clearly still like glazed over and not looking at what's in front of him. But he starts like fumbling to try and draw the sword cane, and he's just like muttering, "You bastard! Fuck!" He's just like
preparing to fight someone that no one can see.
Yep, correct.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Smithers.
Smithers! I can't stop. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to.
I love it.
Can't stop, won't stop, never stopping.
Smithers turns just one of the massive blade-like appendages, like I said, for a praying mantis, pauses as he's about to probably do unpleasant things to poor Alexandre, and the head kind of rotates at an exceedingly improbable axis. It is not in line with anything that might be a spine, and then looks at you and says, "If pain is what you seek, pain I will bring you." And he just is the most unnatural movement in the world. It literally, it's straight up, rotate on its, it looks like a cartoon animation, where just go, a bad cartoon animation, where just straight up, straight turn, and straight over. And he will, not he, it will use Harmony of the Void. Please hold. So that is entropy versus. Wait a second here. Entropy versus toughness. So what is Heyo's toughness, please?
18.
I figured it would be pretty rockin' as a dragon. Okay, so that's D20, and then 3D10 and advantage 3. Okay, so that's an 11, an exploding 10, a 4, and a 1. So first I'm going to do is try and improve the 1 and the 4, and then I'll roll the explodes. So I've got three chances to improve. That's a 2. That is an improvement. That's a 2. That isn't an improvement. And that's a 10. That is definitely an improvement. So now I have 2 exploded 10s on the table.
Did you say you were targeting Alexandre with this?
No. Attack. No. That's actually at that point he blows past. It doesn't matter because he's using multi-bane. He's using multi-bane. So
I was about to say, it's like after the 11 and the first 10, you're just like, you're good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. No, it's so he basically hits you like a pile driver. He slashes at you with one of the claws, even though it is well out of range, and this scything, spinning echo of the claw whirls at you and just literally goes through you, doesn't leave a mark on you. But you are inflicted with the persistent damage bane and sickened at power level 5.
Sickening.
Gross.
And then it is going to hiss at you and say, "You wished to see your end, I will end you."
Okay.
So, yes. So on your action, you will automatically take a d6. Okay.
But I make a good coffee, though. Do you want just a coffee? Shall
That is Smithers done. Granite, rotates its head, finishes rotating its head, looking at the obvious confrontation that was about to emerge between Alexandre, the creator, and this thing that has emerged and is threatening, and then it goes after the dragon. And then Granite pauses for a moment and says, "It doesn't matter if you're powerful," and charges towards Smithers.
Okay.
Very
Let's. I mean, okay.
Mechanically charges or narratively charges?
Mechanically.
Fun.
So, it unfortunately it doesn't know very much about itself. So there's not a lot it can do, but it understands momentum.
That's fair.
And it understands the fact that it's made of rock, and it is going to punch Smithers at full speed. It basically, it's doing the Looney Tunes wind-up haymaker that starts halfway through the charge.
Why I oughta.
Oh, darn.
You've been Superman punched by a rock?
I make such good friends, literally.
Not till today, but you know, it's the first time for everything, I suppose.
I make good friends. I had 2 already.
Yeah, those ones dubious.
I'm just double checking. They're currently high. They're currently. I'm just going to say they actually no. They are currently hanging onto Kaz's tail feathers and flying the other way with all of their might. It's not changing anything, but they're helping.
Can they try to wake her up?
Weirdest thing ever.
That is adorable as.
Must save big sister.
Full power.
It's adorable. I'm terrified for them. It's adorable. I'm terrified.
Okay. What is
the stone punch?
I was just going to say, what is Granite's might stat, please? Actually,
5.
I'll tell you what.
So-
I will ask you to roll for Granite, please.
Okay. What am I? What, I don't.
You
I
are
don't roll
rolling.
You might with disadvantage 1, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Might with
So-
advantage 1.
Disadvantage.
Yeah. So essentially, the charge will inflict the forced movement bane if he connects automatically. That's what the charge does. But.
$21.
Nice.
Is,
I was just gonna say. So I'm gonna. I'll so Smithers' guard is a 23. You're gonna miss by. Granite will miss by 2. I will remind you that you do have a advantage 1 dice kicking around in the form of a trap or something that perhaps is going to foul it. It's up to you. It's up to the group if you want to see if you want to have Granite use that or just call this a miss.
Probably need. I mean, I'm happy to do it this way, but I think you'd probably need to declare it beforehand, given that it would be countering a disadvantage rather than.
Yeah, that is right. The math has to happen.
I also think that we might need it elsewhere.
Fair enough. So in this particular, Granite will charge across.
And I think it's adorable that Granite tried.
Yeah, we'll charge across the battlefield, doing the Superman punch, slam Smithers right into the carapace, leave a fist-sized indent in it, and Smithers will look and say, "Take a number." Okay.
Damn.
Wow. All right. Whew, smart
and
mouth.
Smithers has some like real meta humor. I'm kind of into it.
Yeah. You gotta hate when you suddenly like the villains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you shouldn't finish the job, though.
When
from
your
afar.
friends are removed from reality, you get meta knowledge.
Okay. Going to hit Heyo with Voidal Sunder. Please hold.
Voidal Sunder.
Yep, that is tier
Sounds like
3
a good
lethal.
time for all the family.
Voidal Sunder.
Cannot use Voidal Sunder. That's a lethal strike and requires Heo to not know he's there. It's there, so
Somewhat aware.
somewhat
Will not be
aware.
void-
Yes.
Maybe Sunder.
So,
Did it actually get? Because the attack happened before he reached Heo. Did he actually reach Heo?
Okay. Smithers has not yet Smithers on his prime turn used his movement, flight to fly over, and has landed in front of Heo, hit him once.
Yeah.
Hit them once, and then I'm just trying to decide how much of a jerk they actually want to be, how much of a villain.
I mean, when entropy literally is you.
I was just going to say, I think they are absolutely going to be the villain, and what they're going to do is use their major action to fly over actually galumph over towards Spider, who is still in the grip of the illusion.
So Heo would get an opportunity attack.
1 sec. I'm just double checking. They do not have fancy footwork, so yes, you do.
Double check.
I would have asked for Alexandri, but I don't think Alexandri would risk making that.
Punching the monster.
I don't think she knows she's not strong enough to be like, I was talking to you.
Come back here and say
you.
Hey!
Come back here and say that.
That's a 10 and 19.
Nice.
Kill it.
Wait, no, it's not because I have disadvantage.
Oh.
Yeah, you were second. Yes, second. And it's a PL 5 second, so I think it's actually disadvantage too. Let me double check.
No, it's not. It doesn't. Second is only has.
Oh,
one.
it's absolute. Okay, it's absolute. Okay.
Yeah.
They're just. This is something I'm
I
having
mean, it is
trouble
PL5,
learning.
but it doesn't have any other way of doing it.
That's
so.
still.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. It doesn't explode, but it's still good.
Yeah. Disadvantage 1 and -1 to all defenses is the effective second.
Yeah. That's 28.
Yep, that's a hit. 5 points of damage.
Which is enough for me to give persistent damage as like a bleed.
Yep. Sure thing.
Which is a
D4.
Let me just.
No, wait a second. You rolled a what?
D6. It'd be
D6. Yeah. Yep. D6.
It just the claws are different from the fire, so it's still persistent damage. But so this one is a D6 persistent.
Yep, got it. Okay. Yep, that's going to get irritating. All right. So it will.
Oh no, that I didn't hit that thing. Never mind.
Nope, correct. You shot the illusion.
Yeah, I shot it real good though.
Yeah, you absolutely shot it real good. It is a very dead illusion.
You hit that illusion exactly where it hurt.
Yep. So Alexandri will be standing there in horror as this thing, something's locomotes its way over towards the otherwise helpless Spider.
You ever just locomote?
Sometimes.
Sometimes you gotta.
What's Alexandri doing?
Alexandri? I thought it was Kaz. Top of the.
No, we are still in the same round. Alexandri Smithers goes three extra times because he has boss edge 3. So Alexandri goes last, and then Smithers goes twice more, and then it's the top of the initiative.
Didn't I already go? I'm so confused. I did something to stop Kaz from falling.
That was last time.
Initiative.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So you will have to minor action sustain the barrier because otherwise it will stop slowing the Kaz down.
All your bird friends are in trouble. All of them.
I love my birds. Okay. That's a power level 5 for second. Wait, headed towards spider.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use my major action to scream so loud it wakes spider up?
Unfortunately, I believe the correct answer to that statement is no. But what I can do is, if you want to use the Chanson in some creative way,
That is
give
kind of what I meant.
Spider. Okay, yes, you can give Spider advantage. That.
Oh, so I can bolster. So use it as a bolster instead. Okay.
Yes. So that
can you put that on
technically
as
you
well?
can. Technically, you can't bolster a resistor roll, I don't think. But I think it's just such a cool moment that I'm going to permit it. Even if you can't, yes, you can.
Even if I can't, yes, I can. I'm okay with that. I appreciate
think
that.
it's rule of cool. If it's not possible, it is for this moment. Just
That's
nod yes.
I nod. We all nod.
Yeah.
I think I know.
I mean, I'm definitely not complaining.
That sounded like a reroll for an explode.
It's a 25.
Yeah.
Which is power level 6?
Minus 10 divided by 2, so that'd be 6. You're correct.
Okay, so that means you have advantage 2.
Fantastic.
Wake the fuck up.
Yes.
Because there's a big thing coming and I can't get to you, and I don't want that. I don't want to.
All right.
That.
Brilliant. Like it. All right. Smithers has arrived. Major action will use its lethal strike.
It has disadvantage 3, right?
Yes.
Yep. It also gains advantage because Spider is undefending, and it already has advantage because of its boss edge.
Yep, that sounds reasonable.
Yep. So its boss edge cancels out the provoke. So then it's just whatever the effect of the hallucination does in terms of advantage to the attack. What do you remember what that is, since you're the one who tends to use the SAM?
Sorry, what now? I was.
So so for the victim of your of My Soul's hallucinate, what is there an advantage conveyed to anyone attacking them?
I don't.
Because it's okay. So it doesn't impact. So it's not
like not being able to defend themselves, which might be a thing.
Yeah. I don't want to call it a coup de grace. That's uncool. It seems, but
yeah, it wouldn't be that because they're not
actually helpless. Yeah, that's the thing, is they're not actually helpless. They're just completely oblivious. I think I'm just going to call it advantage. So it's just going to have advantage 1 on the attack. So that's what we'll do. Okay. So what is Spider's guard, please?
21.
Oh crap. That is a 2. So the D20 rolled a 2. The next 2 of the D10s rolled a 5, and I have an exploding 10. So there's 1 chance to improve. I'm going to re-roll the 2. That rolled a 10. So so I'm at 5, 25, and then 13 on top of that. So that's 35, 38. So, okay, what did you say your guard was?
21.
21. So that is 17 points of damage.
Not dead.
Not dead.
So
and you've taken 5 points. I think it's 5 points of lethal. Let me just double check.
That's not good.
Yeah, Void Sunder. Voidal Sunder is 10 points of lethal.
That's really not good.
I can heal that. It's okay.
It's like 10 the damage you took is lethal, not an additional 10 lethal.
Yes, so of
and
so
that,
yes, no, I know.
Spider does lethal all the time, but
17.
yes, that's going to complicate healing for a little bit. So yes, that is Smithers' action there. And then... All right. And then Smithers gets one more action before the turn ends. And that will be Void Lance.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
That's not a
it's the
good
word
sound.
lance. It sounds awful.
It's like not my favorite of the lances, you know?
What if we didn't?
So, Just is going to turn around and is going to pot shot the plummeting form of Kaz.
Great. Of that. For me.
And it's going to be... And the worst part about this is, though the body is doing one thing, the head is looking at Heo and smiling in defiance as it trashes his friends.
So... Oh, hang on a second.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just going to say, it's... So what is so again, unable to defend, you're effectively unconscious, so it gains advantage one.
It's not a goddamn thing I can do about it. Like,
nope. I am wondering what a barrier does, considering it's hindering. Hang on a second, please.
Take your time.
I'm just curious as to whether it makes a difference to flying objects toward a person.
Movement, I think.
Yeah. It's hindering movement, which is slowing Kaz down. So
Yes,
at
but if
the
it's
end, at the end of this initiative, Kaz will be on the ground. Will be on the ground and not take falling damage. If you turn it off, Kaz will take some falling damage.
I'm not talking about turning it off. I'm talking about if you're throwing something at say a wind wall.
Right, got it.
What
Yes.
effect does it have to that?
I
can't find barrier in the book. I'm just looking for it.
No, the hindering is only movement speed.
Yeah.
You'd want like obscuring or impassable.
Yeah, hindering creatures move at half speed when traveling within the barrier. That's all it does. Half speed.
Just creatures. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. So, okay. So I've got a 16 on the D20, a 1, a 7, and a 7. So I've got four opportunities to improve the 1. So here we go. That's a 4. That is an improvement. That is a 6. That's a second improvement. That leaves 2 on the table. That's a 7. That's an improvement. I'll keep it. Last roll. And that's a 9. Okay, not bad. So that is 16 plus 14 is 30, 39 all total when this thing... It's just straight up entropy. It's straight up hit with entropy. It's just a blast of raw... erase you.
Great.
So what is your guard?
Danny?
My guard is 16.
16, okay.
I thought you were talking to Alexandria for some reason.
No, so that
I can't do anything about my situation, so...
No, but your guard is on all the time, as it were. So,
Valid.
14 and 9 is you are going to take 23 points of damage.
Woohoo! Okay, let's see how many I have left as far as the damage points that I can, in fact, still take. Let's find out, shall we? Let's find out. Let's see here. Where is the... Aha. You said I took 23 points?
Is that exactly your...
No, but I have 1! One left!
Yeah, me too. Well, I mean, like I have the same HP, so it's like
You both have just one HP? You have
no,
one?
I'm at 7, but I have
total.
Yeah, 24.
And you've taken 23 of them, so I have one of them left. Is the how many I have?
And Smithers is going to be looking at Heo and said, "I said I'd make you feel pain. I didn't say I'd kill you first." And that's where we will end tonight.
Fuck off.
Fuck you, Smithers.
Cass would like to tell you, the GM, that is a new scariest moment that.
But you didn't see or feel it.
It's still scary.
It'll be scary when I learn what happened.
So
That's
I'm
true.
going to ask something. It's on your honor, but I would prefer that if you do go back and watch the VOD, you skip over the part that everyone is off screen. You want to watch yours, that's cool, but skip over the other bits so that once Smithers has been defeated, you can all talk about it in character as you choose to. And then go back and watch it after that.
Sounds good.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Welcome to Demons.
Love it. Love it. It's a great time for all involved.
So far, it feels a lot like fighting the other boss characters. Bad.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to D&D. Demons and don't want it.
Demons and don't want it.
Oh, that is beautiful. That is fantastic.
What a line.
At the title of the episode.
It is now.
Demons and don't want it.
That is fantastic. Oh, love it. So yeah. Thank you very much, folks.
No. Thank you.
Oh, don't thank them. Don't thank them. They'll do more.
Thank you.
I've had that idea for that scene about forcibly diving into the backstory of the characters like that. And I appreciate you guys and girls and everybody else humoring me and going along with it. Some brilliant ad lib from all of you. Some brilliant pre-plan from all of you. It really felt good for me as the GM. So thank you so much.
Glad to hear it.
So I hope you all had fun as well with that scene. I know it was kind of moment, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I know it was mechanically heavy because we had to sort of go around the table, and I wanted to have that sort of TV moment where the audience and the audience and the character know what's going on, but nobody else does. Right? So yeah. So thank you again.
Into it.
Yeah, a good thought exercise of what is the character's worst moment.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Come for the demon slaying, stay for the traumatic memories, right?
Yeah. And KJ wasn't even here, so
Yeah. That's right. It's like we got deeply emotional, and
yeah.
The live reactions from KJ.
I was just going to say, yeah, she was actually commenting earlier today that she was going to be so upset if something cool happened this evening. It's like, not telling.
It's a little boss fight. What do you
on this show? What?
Yeah.
In this economy?
So yeah, thanks again, folks.
okay, everyone.
Naturally.
See you next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.